Right now I'm here with Senator Mobina Jaffer. We're at the 2008 Youth Darfur Conference in Vancouver, British Columbia at the Vancouver Public Library. Thank you for taking the time to do this with us today. How does it make you feel to have a conference like this happening in Canada regarding a situation internationally?
I'm very proud for young people to give up a Sunday, a whole day, and to work on this important issue. But you know what was very special for me is to see young people have not just given up a day. It was obvious to me that they've done homework, they've come prepared, they're representing difficult countries like China, Sudan, Russia, and trying to get a point of view across that may not be their point of view. I wish the whole conference was taped and then played on the television for people to understand how active our young people are. I'm very privileged to be here today.
Well, your wishes may come true. They're filming a documentary as we speak. So let's move on a little bit. Were you involved in anything like this growing up here and while you were being schooled in England and in Canada both?
Yeah, well, I'm a daughter of a politician. My father was a member of parliament in Uganda, and he's back in Uganda now working on issues. So I grew up around these issues, and I was the first youth member to the World Food Agriculture Organization meeting at The Hague. And at university, I was very involved in these issues. And at that time, of course, I was going back to Uganda, and I was studying for law, wanting to go back home. I grew up also when my father was fighting for independence of Uganda, so I've very much been involved in these issues.
So speaking of Uganda, you are a Ugandan refugee. You were part of the South Asian contingent that got forced out of Uganda. How have international efforts in this situation in Darfur been similar and different to that situation in Uganda?
Well, looking back, at that time we were not aware of it, but I think that the Ugandan refugees were the most lucky people in the world. I have never seen anything since where Ugandan refugees were taken up by the European government, by Canadian, US, and Australia, and we were given sanctuary like I have never seen since. And I wish even just the 100th of the effort that was made to support Ugandan refugees would be made for the Darfurians.
That's great. Getting back to the conference now, why did you decide to speak at something like this?
This is what makes me want to be a senator. I always learn from young people, and you come back from Ottawa tired, and I am so energized with what I'm hearing today that I'm ready to go. Tonight I take a red eye back to Ottawa, but I'm really energized to go back and represent BC because I see such a lot of energy in this room and such a lot of hope that I go back with a lot of strength.
That's fantastic. Now, from 2002 to 2006, you acted as Canada's special envoy to the peace process in Sudan. What kind of progress has been made since then, and what is Canada doing today?
Well, I'm very disappointed with what Canada is doing. I think we can play a bigger role. Canada is a very respected country abroad, and I believe that we are throwing away the role that we should be playing. I believe that the Prime Minister should appoint another envoy to represent Canada in this region, and I honestly believe that we have a much bigger role to play than we are playing, and we can bring about peace. I have absolute belief in that, and we are throwing away that opportunity, and as a result, a lot of people are dying. As of today, even more people are being killed by the Janjaweed. This week has been a very bad week in Darfur, and so as we go to sleep tonight, our brothers and sisters will be killed.
And finally, what words of advice can you offer to youth, the youth at this conference and the youth all over Canada? What can they do to make a difference?
Well, I want to tell the young people that are at this conference, I'm very proud of their efforts, but I want to tell the young people all across the country that they undermine the kind of power they have. They have tremendous power. When I was the envoy, it took only 652 letters for the Prime Minister to really get involved. That was Prime Minister Martin, to make a change. And we were, had a bigger role to play in the Sudan than ever before. And so I tell young people, convince your government to change the priorities. We do care about Darfurians and Africans. At the moment, it seems as if we don't.
Well, thank you so much. That was Senator Mobina Jaffer at the 2008 Youth Darfur Conference. Thank you so much for doing this.